Hey, welcome to November 2024. My name is Lynette and I am reading the article titled All in the For the Love of Relationships section of the Love Exquisite Magazine, which you can access for free at loveexquisitellc.com. These are unedited, so bear with me, y'all. This is a long one, but they're all important, so I hope you listen. In relationships, you are either all in or you should be all out. There's really no room for in between. Either all in or you're all out. There's no room for in between. That's where the confusion comes from. The chaos and the arguments come from, that in between. So you're either invested in the relationship or you're not. If you are not invested in helping to make the relationship work, save yourself and your mate from wasting time by letting go. In life, you have to make choices and you have to live with every decision that you make. The decisions you make now will matter to your future. So if you're making poor decisions, you will have to live with those poor decisions. You will have to live with the outcome that is created from your poor decision making skills. So the decisions you make now will matter to your future. So always remember that. No matter what type of decision you make, you have to be either all in with that decision or with those decisions or all out. No in between. So if you are unsure about your decisions, it's usually an indication that you are not prepared for the outcome that could result from the decisions that you make. If you do anything halfway, you will find yourself being unfulfilled, stagnant, discontent, and unhappy with whatever it is that you are doing. So if you are not all in your relationship, be all out. Deuces. Be all out. If you're not all in, be all out. Don't waste your time or your mate's time or your friend's time or whoever. Don't waste people's time. Make sure that you know what your mate's intentions are concerning your relationship. Is your mate all in? You might want to ask him, are you all in? All in means that he or she is dedicated to helping to make the relationship work long term by putting in the work necessary for personal and professional development, as well as for the growth within the relationship. If you find yourself in a relationship with someone who is not all in, ask him or her, what are their expectations for the relationship and where do they see the relationship going? If the two of you are not on the same page and you have been in the relationship for a long period of time, it is time to evaluate, to assess, and reevaluate whether or not the relationship is truly meeting your needs. And answer the question of whether or not the relationship is worth the time and energy that you are putting into it, as well as is that relationship in alignment with your future goals and where you want to go in the future and how you want to live in the future. Are they in alignment with the future that you want to live? Know that you cannot be all in with everybody. So I'm not saying the person that you with is it. You be all in, dive in, the friend that you have or whatever, it be all in. I'm not saying that. Everybody, you can't invest time somewhere where there's no growth or potential of growth. So don't be all in and wasting your time on nothing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you with somebody that's worth holding on to, and be all in with that and do what you have to do necessary to keep that person and keep the relationship happy and healthy. So again, know that you cannot be all in with everybody you meet. No matter how long it took you to meet him or her, because sometimes oh Lord, you know how long I've been waiting for this, and then we try to paint a different picture than the one we see before us. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. Call a spade, and if it's not the cards you want to deal with, throw your hand in. Anyway, I'm gonna keep going. So no matter how long it took you to meet him or her, or how long the two of you have known each other, or how long you have been in a relationship with one another, if your relationship is not going anywhere and it's been 5 years, 10 years, and y'all still talking about y'all just friends, something ain't right. That's all I'm gonna say. Something ain't right there, okay? Call a spade a spade. So if in your relationship, if you somebody ain't all in, you know what I'm saying? Y'all still boyfriend, girlfriend after 10 years or 5 years or however, somebody ain't all in. One of y'all is not all in. Y'all need to think about that. So anyway, I digress. If your relationship is if in your relationship, if you are all in, ask yourself honestly, if the person you are with does not possess the, all right, let me say this again because I'm laughing and joking, but this is serious. In your relationship, if you are all in, ask yourself honestly, if the person you are with does not possess the personality characteristics of the type of mate you truly want, or that you can see yourself building a future with, why are you all in? Because, like I said, sometimes people are all in for all the wrong reasons when they should be all out. And I'm not saying that I'm anti-relationship. I love relationships. I love love. You know, I'm a hopeless romantic. I truly want things to work. Sometimes they don't. But what I don't want people to do is waste time, because you don't get that back. So that's all I'm saying. Too often, we find ourselves holding on to the person we want him or her to be for us. So we're holding on to the hope that they will be who we want them to be and not who they actually are. So we overlook who the person really is, who they're showing up as, who they're showing us they are. And you don't want to be overly critical of your mate. I'm not saying that either. I don't want you to be overly critical, like, you know, you doing this now, you know what I mean? Like, don't, you know, be like, all right, don't be like this, and don't be like, I knew it. So just live and be happy, but communicate and be honest with each other and love each other the right way. That's basically all I'm saying. And be all in if that's who you truly want to be with. Or if it isn't, then be all out so that somebody else can come in that wants to be all in with that person. That's what I'm saying in a nutshell. So if you have a good relationship, if your relationship is a healthy relationship, and the two of you are good for and to each other, be all in. Be all in. That's the moral of this whole story. If y'all good for each other, you're healthy for each other, and both of y'all are good to each other, that's when it is okay to be all in. But if the relationship is unhealthy, it is best to be all out, especially if the relationship does not improve. If it's not growing, it's not going anywhere. So if your mate does not want to be with you the same way that you want to be with him or her, don't waste time trying to force someone to be with you or try to force him or her to love you the right way. You will not have to force the right man or woman to be with you or to treat you the right way. You won't have to force them. So when someone truly wants to be all in with you, you won't have to force them to do anything. They'll want to do those things because of the love that they have for you. They'll want to do things for you, and as an expression of how much they care and truly want you in their lives and value you, having you in their lives. They'll show you that by what they do to and for you, not just by words, but by actions. All in means that they are already willing to do what is necessary for the betterment of the relationship. If he or she is not willing to be all in with you, then you shouldn't be all in with them. Sometimes the best thing you can do in any unhealthy relationship is leave. That way you can open yourself up to meeting someone else who will possess the qualities that you're looking for, and also give the person that you're leaving the opportunity to find what they're looking for. So in this case, the scenario is a win-win situation. You ask me, you go ahead and get what you want and leave the door open for me to get what I want. You know, if you ain't it and I ain't it for each other, somebody out there, they say there's somebody out there for everybody. So do each other a favor. You know, don't keep holding on to something that is not growing and going anywhere. And if that you feel like your mate is not all in because they're not putting in what's necessary for the growth of the relationship or the friendship, then be all out. Be all out. That's all. It is okay to be honest with yourself and your mate. Don't leave the decision to someone else. Oftentimes we leave the decision to someone else to determine how much of him or her self that they're willing to give you. Like, okay, well, if he don't want to do this or she ain't going to do that, these are the things that I like and she ain't doing it, or he's not meeting these, my needs or whatever it is. Don't let them tell you how they're going to treat you. You tell them how you want to be treated. What are you willing to accept? And what do you truly want and deserve? If you are aspiring to be with someone and or in a relationship that you are not all in, ask yourself, what is really holding you back? What's really holding you back from being all in? The answer to that question will guide you to what you really need to do, to be either all in or all out. So if you're in a relationship or you're in a friendship and you're just not putting in the time and energy and the effort that the friendship needs to develop or the relationship needs to develop, ask yourself, why am I not all in? Why am I not all in? And what is really holding me back? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself. And life is way too short to waste time not being all in, to waste time to do anything in between. You're all in or you're all out. Period.